Hi guys, Vincent here with another one of these movie vlog things for Wreck-It Ralph. So before I begin, I just wanted to say that originally I had only planned to do, the three. I was going to do the big summer comic book movies that I think everybody was going to be talking about. I had to, it was one of those things, even though everybody was going to say, I felt I had enough to, offer my own voice. And that was going to be it, because I have seen many other movies in the past. I've seen Total Recall and a bunch of other movies, but I didn't really feel like I had enough to fill one of these videos. But I feel with Wreck-It Ralph, I have enough to kind of give you guys a brief, 5 to 6 minutes of what I think. And I'm just going to start by saying I've been following this movie for a long time. I found about it when it was created, through development, everything like that. Every tiny detail I learned, and at first I was really concerned. Not to say Disney is lazy, but they tend to do very family-friendly things as opposed to realistic. If you ever see the Disney princesses and such, so I was afraid it's going to be, oh, they're going to get within the ballpark of what was right. It was going to be like, oh, Bowser's, Donkey Kong's rival, something like that. And the more I learned, I'm like, well, this isn't going to be horrible, but so wait. And then I saw the first trailer, and it was really good. It was awesome. It was amazing. And ever since then, I've been really hyped. Because I think we can all admit there haven't been many good video game movies, and I really wanted this to be it. And that's the big thing I gotta start off right at the beginning. Is this the best video game movie ever? Not really, but it's still an amazing, really good film on its own merit. So what I mean by that is the start of film, the first 30 minutes or so, is nothing but nerd jokes. Like boom, 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 every little 5 seconds, be it the windows being, pixels or stuff like that. Every 5 seconds you got somewhere you can look, you can see a nerd reference somewhere. It was really awesome. I loved it. And then the story started taking over, and there were barely any references of anything at all. Once you get into the story, really the only game reference would be at the very end of the credits. And I won't spoil it, but it's nothing big. Just if you got 5 seconds, just watch. It's a cute thing. But anyway, point is, it became very focused on the story. So between the transition period, I was like, this isn't good. There's no more nerd jokes. It's just these characters are, but then I slowly started to get more into it and really get engaged with the story. And that's the biggest thing I want to say, is that the movie is not about video games. It is not about the culture. It's not about the history or the little quirks or anything like that. The gaming is just a set piece, So much in the same way, the kind of like reboot or shows like that, where they pay homage to video games. They they have a few game references in it, but the show Reboot is not about, oh hey, what game are they gonna parody this week. It's about the life inside of the computer. And I'm sorry, Tron again, with the same vein. Both of those are they're not about video games. They're just, video games are the set piece, and then they use that to tell their stories within it. So at first I didn't like it, because I was like, oh, well, you should have done their own story. But again, I got into it. It was really engaging. I'm man enough to admit I teared up about 5 or 6 times. It gets really emotional, really heavy. Nothing too serious, but it's like, ow, that hurt. So I really like it. So I guess that's the only thing I really wanted to say with this, is it's a good movie. Go check it. I don't want to spoil anything else by that. But I just want people to understand what kind of movie it is. This is not a video game movie. That's why I don't even count it as one. It's a great movie. and all the references to video games, they all hit. There was not one that was like, you know, oh, this now it's stupid, or no, don't do that. Everything worked within it. But yeah, again, once the references end, it's kind of just, there's not a lot for gamers. So if you don't particularly like family films or Disney, you're going to really get tired after that. Part of the problem is that in it, like I said, the first 30 minutes, it's boom, 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 boom. They push it all out. And then at the end, there's nothing to sprinkle it. Like, after you get that brief period of all the jokes, there are maybe 2 references in the movie, and both of them are kind of jarring. It's just like there's a Nesquik sand pit and Mentos stalactites, and it's one of those things. They use the actual fonts of each product, and you know, everything. So it's just like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm watching something with all these references. You kind of forget about it. It's just I would have either liked to have it to have it sprinkled evenly, so that, you know, there are jokes in the middle, near the end, or I know this sounds crazy, just B, don't do it at all. I loved it. The nerd in me was going crazy. It was like, there's Chun-Li, there's Gabby, there's Dig Dug, there's Bub and Bob, there's Paperboy, there's all these things. I'm like, but then once it ended, I enjoyed it from a movie standpoint. I'm starting to ramble, so I think that's all I have to say. It's a good one. It's for everyone. It's not just for nerds. It's not for gamers. Everyone can see it. Everyone can enjoy it. I really hope there's a sequel. I think there's a lot of potential in this. Again, I am one of those people who firmly believe you should do a sequel unless you need to. So I don't know how, but I would just love to see this done again. This care that's, you know, shows video games aren't necessarily, you can't boil them down to one simple point, that it's not, oh, this is what games are. It's like, you can tell different stories within the mind frames of games. And I love that. Like, they pay respect to every single part of gaming they touch upon, but without making it the focus. So they had enough respect to say, hey, you know, we respect you, this is what you are, and we're not going to change that, but at the same token, that's not what we're focusing on. So yeah, I really encourage anyone to go see it, and that's all I gotta say. I'll talk to you guys next time.